She's a graduate of Clemson University, hardworking and fiercely independent. But 26-year-old Collette Divitto just couldn't find a job.
Every interview that she went on, people loved her. They kept her there for hours. I mean, even she would come home and say, oh, that was a slam dunk. I definitely got the job. And then to always find out later that it wasn't a good fit or it wasn't the right culture for her, which I think was very obvious to her what they were saying.
The elephant in the room? Collette has Down syndrome.
It was frustrating to see, but it was more frustrating to see her be so aware of the reason why.
I was amazing at the job interview and I didn't get any paid job because of my disability in me. And I know how it feels like for people with disabilities in them. About trying to find a paid job.
She channeled that crushing rejection and decided to take matters into her own hands. If no one would hire her, she would create her own job by starting a business.
What was just amazing to me about this story was, here's a woman who had a passion for baking and immediately was able to turn it into a business with the support of her mother, her sister, and the community she lived in.
The product that launched Collettey's cookies was a killer chocolate chip cookie recipe she'd been working on and perfecting for years.
And it's called the Amazing Cookie. And it's a chocolate chip cinnamon cookie. And it's just, I don't know what it is, but it's perfection. Every single one she makes.
My recipe is a secret, but I really can tell you one of the ingredients is about love. From the heart.
Like many entrepreneurs, Collette started small, baking batches of cookies at home and selling them to friends and family.
And it kind of came as Colette's main focal point, A, because it made her feel good, and B, there was no rejection there.
Feeling confident in the quality of her amazing cookie, Collette approached her local Boston supermarket, the Golden Goose, and asked if they would sell her cookies.
She was a customer of ours, and she's a nice girl, so we just said, yeah, we'll sell you cookies. Yeah.
With a small stream of orders from friends and family and shelf space at the Golden Goose, Collettey's Cookies was now a real business with paying customers.
At that point, she was really just making like 3 or 4 dozen a week for the market. And then we had built her a website, so she started sharing her website with people, and then she was doing some mail orders, but not very much.
Then, everything changed.
She hit the local news here in Boston, and we've got thousands and thousands of orders. Everybody that came in here found the shelf empty because we couldn't keep up with the demand.
With such a large influx of orders, the Golden Goose offered Collette the use of their commercial kitchen. Rosemary and Blake pitched in, and they found others to help so they could push out those orders.
She has a couple, I think, college kids working for her, and she usually comes in around after 3 o'clock when our employees are gone for the day, and she's there from usually 3 to 11 o'clock at night making cookies.
Practically overnight, Collette went from having a small cookie company to having a rapidly growing business with thousands of orders, employees to juggle, and a large commercial kitchen to navigate.
So they were able to turn those orders around, and they were coming in the tens of thousands. She was historically thinking in terms of dozens. So very much an adaptation they had to make.
Their incredible growth showed them that people were deeply inspired by Collette's story of entrepreneurship and perseverance.
That's when Blake had said, well, I think I'm going to build her a little social platform.
I'm going to start the cookie and then go up to you. Social media is pretty fascinating to me, just because it's global. Everyone is on the same platform. So the stories that were already being shared locally, I just made little pages for her on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and all the information that was already out there, I just put on those pages.
And once Blake did, it was just everybody kept building on the story. Not only have they shared the story, they keep circling back to see the progression of her growing her company, which is really amazing.
And that's when the light bulb really went off. Collette's success was an opportunity to showcase the capabilities of a person with developmental disabilities.
They're seeing all these things she's accomplished, and they're saying, wow, okay, look at what Collette's done.
As a woman entrepreneur with Down syndrome, Collette now has a big dream that is very personal.
Is to do my cookie company, is to is to hire people with disabilities.
Her goal is to grow her company so she can create thousands of jobs for people like herself with disabilities. And her sister Blake thinks Collette is just the person to make that dream a reality.
She's got the perfect traits for an entrepreneur. She's driven and she loves everybody, but she's sassy. She's smart. She's so smart. There is such a platform now right in front of us to really change the fact that a lot of people with disabilities are not employed or have these entry-level jobs or are not being paid. I mean, we're now able to step in and really make a difference, which is incredible.